Alright, so in this video I'm going to share with you a really important concept, really important skill that can easily change your life in all aspects and in all ways. Now first, you might realize this angle is a little weird, it's a little off from what I usually do. It's because I'm recording on my iPad, sitting on the floor, and the iPad is just resting on my bed, and I'm not really used to using this because the camera's over here on the left side, so I just have to focus on the left. It's kind of weird anyways, just want to get that out of the way. So the most important skill that I think a person can learn to dramatically and massively change their life is to learn how to let go of tension from the body and from the mind, which is the exact same thing but can manifest in slightly different ways. Now for me, I feel like this skill is something that trumps almost everything else, because you can eat the greatest diet in the world, you can exercise forever, but if you're racked and riddled with tension in your muscles and your nervous system, you're gonna feel really bad. You're gonna be irritable. You're gonna really uptight. You're probably gonna have neck pain, headaches, back pain, lower back pain, sciatic nerve pain. All these things will start to manifest because your muscles and everything, and your ligaments and tendons and connective tissue is all constricted and just wrapping you up. Now, people who do really aggressive exercise sometimes end up doing more harm than good because they end up just building and layering tension deeper and deeper and deeper into their body. And I only say this because after someone who ran, cross country and track and played football and baseball and basketball for years and years and years, and then coming out of that and thinking, I'm really healthy. I can run 20 miles without even breaking a sweat. I'm really healthy. And then starting to feel my muscles and realize, like, oh wait, I have a lot of back pain, I have a lot of neck pain, my knees hurt, my joints hurt, my lower back always hurts, I can't really sleep that well, I'm really tense and uptight, I'm irritable, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm depressed, all of these things. And maybe because it's just building and layering and just putting all this tension into the body. It's not to say these things are bad and we shouldn't do them, but we need to really pay attention to how the tension is manifesting and building up in the body. So again, if we want like a force multiplier or something that we can put in just a little bit of effort and get huge results, learning how to let go of tension, learning how to release tension from the body, from the mind, is ultimately very, very important. And it's something that's completely changed my life the more that I practice it and the more that I've learned it. And I think underlying everything that's really been transformational in my life, it's been the letting go of tension. Whether that be, oh, I'll do this lifestyle change, or I'll do this meditation, or I'll do this yoga, the goal was always to let go of the tension and allow things to move and flow freely in the body. So I think across the board, emotional problems, mental problems, spiritual problems, physical problems have their root cause and have a huge underlying factor in the tension in the body. So that if we melt the tension away, many times this condition will improve almost automatically, sometimes instantaneously. If you've ever had really, really good body work, if you've ever had really good meditation session or yoga session, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You walk out of there like a different person. It's because you are a different person. It's because the energy in your body is flowing differently, and that's manifesting in your psyche differently. So why and how does this work? In a completely common sense and easy to understand way, we're essentially a system of tubes and a system of water. And if you look at a hose, if you have a hose and it's stretched out, right? If there's little kinks in that hose, the amount of flow that's going to go through that hose is going to be really undermined and really just diminished. So you can just crank the pressure in and just pour more pressure in, but if there's all kinds of kinks in it, there's all kinds of knots, it's still really going to be a really impeded flow of water. So in our body, it's a very similar process. We have veins, arteries, capillaries, lymphatic ducts, lymphatic channels, and then we also have, at the fundamental level, meridians or nadis or energy channels, whatever you want to say, and those are all influenced by constricted muscles and muscular tension, ligaments and ligaments and tendons and connective tissue, and all of these things are functioning and acting like kinks that are impeding the flow of energy or nutrients or water or blood in the body. Which on that same token, we can eat the best food, put the best food in our digestive system, drink the best water, but if everything is constricted and tight and tense, those nutrients won't be able to reach where they need to go. So the lesson there is, the more we can open up the flow, the more efficient and effective everything is going to be, the more we'll get from everything that we're putting in, and the more we'll be able to just ease off on having to just constantly push things in and beat things in and put massive amounts of this in or massive amounts of that in, whether that be, emotional, mental, physical, stimuli that we're having to put in to keep things moving. And that's one thing that I've noticed a lot for me is that over time I notice what happens is I get better results sometimes from doing less. And in the beginning, I had to work really, really, really hard to get, to move from here to here. I had to work really, really, really hard. And it was because I was so tense and I was so tight and everything was so constricted that for the energy to move, it just required a lot more force. But then over time, the more things open up, the more subtle and the more easy and the more consistent things start to get. So on that note, we should mention that it's never over. The process is always ongoing, and there's just deeper and deeper layers to be uncoated and let go of. So, but at this point, you might be wondering, okay, that all sounds really good. How do I do it? How do I start to let go of the tension? Well, first, there are many external means that you can do. You can get body work, you can get massage, you can get deep tissue work, all kinds of modalities, and they're all great. Personally, I really like Thai massage. I really like deep tissue, Swedish sometimes. It just really depends. Sometimes Tui Na, Chinese massage, acupressure massage, whatever. Those are all really good. Whatever you can get, whatever is accessible, just do it and do it regularly because it will change your life. But most importantly, we need to have an actual skill set in our body, ingrained and imprinted and anchored in our nervous system that can allow us to let go of tension with our mind, just simply with our breathing and with our intention and our awareness. So things like yoga, some forms of yoga just make you more tense and more tight and just make things worse. So that's something to pay attention to. Yin yoga is something that's helped me a lot. More slow, calm, introspective yogas in general for me have been more effective. Things like really hot and aggressive yoga is good if you need a workout, but oftentimes it just makes you more tense. And I've heard from so many people who have done these kinds of practices, they say, oh man, I feel so tight, my neck is so tight, my shoulders are so tight, I feel so much worse, I get headaches, I get angry. It's because the practice is just making the problem worse. So on that note, meditation, calming the mind, learning to get in your body and feel things and let go of things with your mind, with your breath, with your intention, amazing. Things like Qigong, things like Tai Chi or Bagua, if they're really good, if they're intelligent system, you have a good teacher, can really help you get in your body, sense flows in your body, and just let go of tension. So again, that's how you can get started doing it. Whatever of those options rang a bell for you and sound attractive, start doing them immediately. Start doing anything you can to let go of tension, to learn this skill, and because it is a skill. It's a skill that you can learn, and that's the goal of yoga and all these other things, is to be able to relax and let go of tension and to allow the energy to flow in your body naturally and easily. So the more and the better we can learn this skill, our health will improve, our consciousness will improve, everything will improve at the fundamental level. So hopefully that's been helpful. Hopefully this angle's been okay because I'm doing it on the iPad. Hopefully it all works. Hopefully it turns out okay. If you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll talk to you soon.